Hey twins, welcome to this twin flame reading for the month of December. I was having some technical difficulties, so I hope that everything goes smoothly for this reading. I was really guided to do this reading because there's a lot of different energies going on right now, and I really wanted to get a handle on and help us all get a handle on the energies that are going to take us out through the rest of 2018, because as many of us recognize and realize, 2018 was a very pivotal year in our lives in the Twin Collective. It was one for a lot of growth and a lot of lessons, and sometimes those lessons don't come in the easiest way. And all of this was really pre-paving our way for 2019, but there might be some stuck energies left in this 2018 that we just need to release and get rid of. And I know that Mercury retrograde has brought this up for a lot of people. So I wanted to do a reading for you all and just see what's going on and what we can expect, and see if I have any guidance, or the cards, the universe has any guidance for us to get us through the rest of this year so that we can really start 2019 off with a bang. You know, start renewed, refreshed, as new people, as a new collective, not new, but just transformed after all of the growth that we've gone through this year. So I've already pulled the cards, and so many have come out for everything. I'm going to try and not make this reading too long, though. So if you are just tuning in for the very first time and you don't know me, my name is Rachel. I am the owner of Reiki with Rachel, where I'm an energy healer. I'm a card reader. I do twin flame healings, twin flame card readings. I have Reiki downloads and meditations, a whole bunch of good stuff. You can find it at reikiwithrachel.com, along with a free 30-minute MP3 download. Okay, so with that being said, I want to start with divine feminines, then we'll get into the masculines, then we'll get into some blocks, and then just some energies that we can expect if we push through these blocks. Okay? So, divine feminines. Let me just show you all the cards. You got all tied up, contract, woman holding a heart, door to romance, not bad ones, right? Woman holding a coin in reverse, angel of balance. So immediately right off the bat, there are some things that, some old contracts, some old blocks, some old karma that are still tying us up a bit, that are still a little restricting, that we feel are blocking our energy. But you know, the first two cards came out, and then the rest were holding a heart, you know, door to romance, knowing your value and abundance, and then finding that balance. So for divine feminines, we have worked so hard this year. There's been so much growth and so much healing. And these first two cards are just coming to indicate that if anything's coming up for you, it's coming up so it can be released permanently. So if you thought that you if you were certain that you got over something, or you thought you had gotten past a certain karma, a certain habit, and then boom, it's back. Or somebody from your past is back, or just like something is back. Don't allow this to rattle you too much, because really what it's helping you do is break through these final blocks, these final contracts, so that you can step into your true divine feminine power. And the card number on this woman holding a heart is 44, which is all about being taken care of. The universe sees what you've gone through. It sees how hard you are working, and it has your back, and your angels are looking out for you. So immediately on this card, I am drawn to the butterfly right above her third eye. All about transformation. You are transforming into the divine feminine who you always were, but there's those blocks, there's those old karmas that were tying us up. But you are now ready to transform. The last energies of this year are pushing you it's pushing you out of your cocoon. And if you've ever witnessed a butterfly coming out of a cocoon, it's a struggle. But if that butterfly does not go through the process of getting out of the cocoon, then they do not build the muscles that they need to be able to fly. So if you saw a butterfly trying to get out of a cocoon, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to help it out, and you cut the cocoon open, that butterfly will die because it won't be able to fly because it didn't go through that process. That's all that we're going through. That's what we've been through this entire year. You've gone through what you need to be that essence of unconditional love, transform into the butterfly, into that strong butterfly that can fly, that has those muscles now, that has been through the process of breaking out of that old shell. And when I think of a cocoon, I think of this all tied up card. She's in a cocoon. But the cards are indicating that you're breaking out, you're turning into that butterfly. So it's just kind of like this final push, and then you're stepping through the doors and the door to romance. So if you look at this card, first off, I want to talk about the card. The woman holding the heart is 44. The door to romance is 33. There is just so much help right now. There's so much coming together for you right now. 33 is so often a number of completion, a manifestation coming to completion, mind, body, and spirit all coming into one, the Holy Trinity, that Trinity that's within you, that's within all of us, coming into wholeness. We're coming into wholeness. And as we are, if you look at this card, there is a heart in a cage. But if you look closely, and I don't know if you'll be able to see this on the screen, wait, right there, the key. The key is right next to it. But you can't see the key when you're focused on being all tied up. And whenever you're bound by these contracts, you see she's blindfolded. She can't see. She can't see the full picture. But as you are opening up and you're opening that third eye and you're stepping into your divine feminine energy, you're finding that key that you need. That key that's going to open you up to divine love. That key that's going to open you up to union. And then the next card that you got was the woman holding the coin, and it came upside down. And very often in oracle cards, when it comes upside down, it indicates a heavy emphasis on it, but it can also mean that this is not showing within us in its fullest expression, that it's still being held down. So I feel like we're transforming, and as we do, we're opening our hearts up, but the card's coming to tell you that you must also know your value. You must also know your worth. And stepping into so many divine feminines towards the end of this year and in the beginning of 2019 are going to be really stepping into their own power. And I mean this financially, within their life purpose. They know their worth. They know that they are worthy of that abundance they seek, of being fulfilled, of just being okay. Just being like, we're good. And I'm not saying that to say like, you don't need a divine masculine or anything like that. This card is really just coming to tell us all as we go through this process, we are stepping more and more into our worth. And as we step more and more into our worth internally, and we just really embrace it, like we love ourselves for every piece of us, every block we're still holding on to, every perceived flaw, like everything. It's made us who we are. It has taught us so many lessons. And as divine feminines, we are, or if you haven't felt this yet, these cards are encouraging you to just love it all. You bring, by bringing your darkness, your inner darkness, these things that we battle, honestly, within us, by bringing them into the light of love, then we are transforming them. So by loving all of the parts of you as you are right now, you are coming into balance. You are balancing the divine feminine, the divine masculine within you. You are finding that balance within your life. You are knowing that you are worthy of that balance. You are worthy of having that divine counterpart. You are worthy of not only having that divine counterpart, but having the life that you want, the abundance that you want, having it all in a beautiful, balanced manner. But to find that, we have to be okay with who we are in this very moment. So it's really, I'm feeling encouraged to tell you, and if you follow me on Instagram, some of the cards I've recently pulled have been sharing this message as well. I'm being encouraged to tell you that whatever comes up, like whatever blocks, as you are releasing these blocks and these karmas, when you recognize them, say to yourself, I accept this. This is who I am, and I accept it. And just watch. Watch how they transform. Watch how you transform. How you break out of that cocoon by just learning to love you now. And I know, that's been said so many times, right? But sometimes you just need to hear it one more time to be able to fully embrace it on all levels, like a spiritual level, a subconscious level, and not just that conscious level, like, yeah, you're right, that makes sense. Louise Hay told me that 20 years ago. Like, I get it. It's different this time. It's not like you're just consciously telling yourself, I'm worthy. You're embracing every single piece of you. All that duality that we have in us, you're loving it all. And through that process, we are transforming. Okay, so let's talk about the divine masculines. And let me just tell you real quick, I looked at my clock and it's 4:44. So our angels are with us during this. It is going to be okay. It is going to be okay. Anything that comes up these next couple weeks of December, this month of December, anything that comes up, just know it's going to be okay, and try not to get stuck on any one thing for too long, because it's going to pass. It's coming up so it can pass through, and it might come up with intensity, and that might be scary, and it might be irritating or frustrating, but just know when it comes up with that much intensity, it's ready to go. So allow it and love it as part of you, as part of your journey. So let's talk about the divine masculines. Okay, so divine masculines, you got financial constraints, action, community, indecision, envy, and the last card you got was your fourth chakra, which is your heart. I feel like there is divine masculines, and not all, but for some, for many, there are going to be a lot of old, like with the divine feminines, a lot of old karmas coming up, and I'm really feeling like a lot of inner child stuff, feelings of unworthiness, things that you see the divine masculines may be seeing manifesting in their life, like the financial constraints, like not having the abundance that you want. The cards are really encouraging us when we see something like this on the outside, the divine masculines, it's time to take action. And this action card is number 17. And 17 is a very spiritual number. And what that is saying is it's more like spiritual action. This is more healing. And again, you got the number 7 again with community. And I feel like some divine masculines may have been isolating themselves, might have been pulling back from their divine feminines, but from everybody. Like, it's like you're just trying to find your way, and just like shit isn't working out, and what the hell? Like, it's not that we're not trying. It's not the divine masculines are not trying. They might not be doing the same steps and going through the same process as divine feminines because it's just a different energy, but they are trying. But it's like this financial constraints is like, this is what you see in your outside world. And it's not only financial, but it's like just these other constraints. Like, why can't you just find that job or find a place to live that you like? Like, it's these outside things that you're noticing. But the cards are indicating, if you're a divine masculine, you're watching this, it's encouraging spiritual action. It's encouraging you to embrace community. And this is often a spiritual community with, you could be calling on your guides, you can be calling on your angels. You can also be trying to find other people within the spiritual community. And I know for masculines, it's especially hard when you look at twin flame communities, twin flame resources. It's so many feminines. So it's like, I feel like divine masculines are watching this. It's like, it's harder for you. It absolutely is. And even the divine masculines who aren't watching this, and you know, you're divine feminine and you're wanting to know what your divine masculine is going through, they've been isolating themselves because they just don't know where they fit in right now. But and let me just go through these next two cards. And that's where the indecision card comes in. There's so much indecisiveness of which way to go. So much. But there is a team of guides. There's a team of angels who is watching over divine masculines right now. So if you feel like there's nobody physically here, that's who you can call on. And if you're a divine feminine, ask. Talk to your divine masculine's higher self and ask for his guides and his angels to just assist him, and then trust that they will. You know, this indecision card is so much like, it's like just throwing your hands up. It's not necessarily like, I don't even feel like there's like two different roads, although there is, you know, there's the road to keep going where you're going, and then there's a road to spiritual progression. But to me, this card so much indicates like, is it even worth it? Like, is it even worth continuing on this journey? Because like shit just isn't working out. You get the envy card. So I feel like divine masculines, this could be coming from looking at other people's lives and seeing things like they seem to have all these things going for them in their life, and it's like, why can't I? And if you look at this card, right through that door, there's a golden palace. But this individual in this card is just cloaked in these raggedy gray clothes. It looks like a dungeon, a dark, dingy space. And they're looking up, wondering, why can't it just happen? But if they would just look in this other direction, Sorry, I can't. There we go. If they just look in this other direction, they can see all that is there for them. So much of this is just inner child healing. It's past life healing. It's just some final hurdles. And Divine Feminines, we've gone through a lot these past several years. And we are, as Divine Feminines, in a place where we have some more blocks that we need to get through, but there's just like, we're just right there, you know? Divine Masculines. It's a time to really process a lot of things. However, the Divine Masculine way of doing it is a lot quicker. It's a lot more action oriented. Like, I feel like Divine Masculines are going to come to these realizations and you're going to hit the ground running. And that's where this action card comes in. And that's where this community card comes in. There's so much help for you. And then the final card you got was your heart chakra. It's opening. It's opening. And it's opening to the Divine Feminine, but just in the Divine Feminine's heart, as your heart truly opens on an energetic level, the Divine Feminine's heart opens to you as well. It's just getting through these past couple blocks and processing through it and just knowing that you're being so looked after. You're being looked after by your higher self, by your Divine Feminine's higher self. You're being looked after by your teams of guides, teams of angels. So I want to look at the overall blocks for everybody because I think it might help clarify some of the energies that we're going through, and then we're going to look at the energetic outcomes. So the first card we got was Envy. Divine Masculines, you got it. The second card we got was Death. Don't get freaked out. The death that this is talking about is the dying of old habits, the dying of old patterns that are holding us back. And so with the Envy and the Death coming right after each other, it's really just talking about pushing through these last couple of blocks. And then the final two cards I got with the block was Empathy and Imagination. So I feel like this Envy card came out first because it's like, we all had to get past this, both Divine Feminines and Divine Masculines. And this Envy card can definitely be envious of other people's situations. Like if you are on the twin flame journey and you're seeing other people coming into union or other people just being in love or your friends are getting married, like that Envy card can come up there, or, you know, seeing other people being successful or abundant and you're feeling envious there. But really what I'm feeling with this Envy card is that feeling, like I mentioned before, like, why can't it just freaking happen? Like, when is it going to happen? And what these cards are saying is it is going to happen. This Death card says, I am learning that endings are merely beginnings. We are experiencing a lot of endings at the end of this 2018, and they're good because then you become expansive. You got this Empathy card because we're really being encouraged to push through what we're seeing right now, to push through what we see in this limited perception, this limited view, and see the bigger picture and use your imagination. This Imagination card says, I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. Your possibilities are limitless. We are creators. Yes, we cannot create in the experience of another person. Divine Feminines, you cannot boom, snap your fingers as a creator and say like your Divine Masculine is just healed and ready for union, and vice versa. Divine Masculines, you can't do that for your Divine Feminine. However, we hold immense power in our thoughts, in our emotions. So once we push through this frustration, once we push through these past couple blocks, these looking at other people and just getting so frustrated. And also what I'm hearing now too is, and I've seen this a lot in the twin flame community, is we will watch a card reading or we will hear something and it will cause us to second guess our own path that we're on. It will cause us to try to search for things that aren't necessarily there for us. And it will cause us to be envious. Like if a card reader says that your twin flame is going back to a karmic relationship, that's causing envy. If a card reader says like your twin flame is ready for union or they're going to communicate this week and then they don't, then you're thinking in your head like, well, did it happen for everybody else? Why didn't it happen for me? This is envy. We need to get this envy. We need to get the comparison out of us. Honestly, like we're all on our own journey. Yes, it is a collective, but we're all going through this death cycle at a journey and a pace that is perfect for us and perfect for our twin. So seeing the bigger picture and trying just to be happy when you see other people coming into union, being happy for other people who are successful, being happy for them, but then saying to yourself, sorry, I bumped my mic. I am worthy of that too. And then use your imagination and see it for yourself and know that this imagination is absolutely probably one of the most powerful tools that you have to create your future, to create and pave this new path. And all it takes is that one energetic shift. Yes, you cannot change anything for your twin or your twins. You can't affect their willpower, their individual will. And if you try, it typically doesn't end that well. But what you can do is shift from doubt to trust, from fear to love, from envy to empathy. And when we make those energetic shifts within us, then it's like a ripple effect. And we might not know exactly what's going to happen next, but it's only going to be good when we truly make those shifts. Okay, so if we work on pushing through those blocks that we just talked about, the outcome cards for this energy moving into 2019, we got, it's hard to see the writing on the camera, I'll just read them to you. New exercise program. You are stronger than you know. Changing your mind. Dietary change. Be true to yourself. Welcome the new. And then windfall. So I really feel like the beginning of 2019, I mean, new exercise program, isn't that appropriate for the new year? But it's not, to me, this like new exercise program, you're stronger than you know, changing your mind, dietary change, like these cards are all just talking about like you stepping into your value as both divine feminines and divine masculines. It's like, you know what? If there's something that I'm not happy with, I have the power to change it. If there's a way that I've always thought about things and it's not serving me, I have the power to change it, and I'm going to change it. Because then you got the be true to you card. You are being true to your soul, to your heart, to your higher self. There's going to be a death to these old ego-based habits, thinking patterns, doubts, and fears, and you are going to step more and more into your true, authentic self. And that's why the next card after that is welcome the new. It's really, truly like you are making changes on the outside, you're making changes on the inside. Like all of this has been building up to like, I was guided to pull from these butterfly cards, and I didn't know why, but like, of course, we're talking about breaking out of that cocoon and flourishing as this new butterfly. You are welcoming the new you, and you are flying, and you're flying into this next stage, and you're flying away from everything that just doesn't serve you. But at the same time, you're still just loving all of you. You are respecting all of you, and you know that you needed that cocoon, and you needed the opportunity to break out of that cocoon, to grow and to become this new version of yourself, because we do not know what we want until we know what we don't want. And that's why there's contrast, and that's why there's duality. And it's our power. It's our power to choose. It's our power to change our mind. We don't have to stay in the same life, in the same mindset that we've been in perhaps our whole life. And then the final card we got was Windfall. I mean, to me, this is the windfall of abundance, of experiences, of love, of unions. Like, it's just the universe is showering gifts on you because it can see that you are receptive to them now, because you allowed those old blocks to fall away. You're stepping into your true you, the true highest version of yourself. And when we reach that place, then the universe, it's not like the universe is waiting till we reach that place necessarily, but the universe is patient, so it's going to allow us as much time as we need to get to a place where we know we truly deserve this windfall of abundance in all forms. And we're really, really open to receive it. Okay, so what I want to do is a quick energy healing, just 5 minutes for all twin flames. And I'm going to set the timer on my phone for these 5 minutes. If you can sit back and relax, close your eyes, go ahead and do so. If not, then that's cool. You'll still get the energy anyway. If you would like to picture your twin now, and I will also send it to them, I'm going to send it for your highest and best good. So if you have an intention, if something resonated with you during this reading, then set that now. And I'm just going to flow very high vibrational, pure, unconditionally loving energy to you for 5 minutes. Now, I always just start with some sacred symbols. It helps me connect with your energy, to balance us on a mental, emotional, and spiritual level, and to protect us. Well, please enjoy. just gonna wipe your energy field off now of anything you may have released. I'm going to wipe mine off. Disconnect from the energy, so be it, and so it is. Thank you. Okay, that was so powerful. You all are just ready. You're ready. You're ready. We're ready. The universe knows. The universe is hearing you. The universe is listening. And, I got the intuition as well that for some of us, these blocks, the last bit that we're releasing, and especially for divine masculines, we're not aware on a conscious level of them, which is okay. I don't want that to freak you out. Sometimes it's better when we're not aware, because then we can ask our guides and our angels to release them. We can do healings with the intention of releasing these, and we don't have to know what they are, where they came from. A lot of times when I do an energy healing, I give intuitions and things that came up and just some general energy, but a lot of times I tell people not to try to figure out what was released, because when we involve our brain, then a lot of times we kind of grab onto it. Because when something's released and we know it, then we're like, oh my gosh, of course that was within me because of this, because of that. Oh my gosh, is it still in me? And it's like something was released, and then we pull it back in. So I definitely got the intuition that we don't know exactly what we're releasing, or many of us don't, and that is okay. But listen to meditations, do the healings on my channel, do healings and meditations on other people's channels. Whatever resonates with you right now, ask your guides and angels, especially divine masculines, ask your guides and angels for help, for assistance, especially if what I read today didn't resonate on a conscious level and you're like, I don't really feel like that. It can be very karmic, it can be past lifetime. And if you don't know, you might never know. You might not be meant to know. But we still need to release it, sort of thing. Okay. So thank you so much for tuning in. I wanted to make you all aware of a webinar series that I'm going to be doing. It's going to be on the 4th with a very good friend of mine. So what I'm going to do is link to that webinar series to register. It's free. It's donation based. I'm going to link to that below, and I'll also post about it on my Instagram. And if you don't follow me on Instagram, it's Reiki with Rachel, and it's a good place to get free card readings, but just like updates on things that like specials or stuff that I'm running. I do plan to run a special on some services or products for the month of December. So I will let my email list know, and I'll let Instagram know. So if you want to join my email list, just head over to the website and click on that free MP3 download. Okay, so I think that's all logistical stuff. Oh, that was a beautiful healing. It was a good reading. 2019 is going to be good. It's going to be good. Okay, sending you so much love and light. Namaste.